Alrighty everyone, old school Matty video. That's me, the camera, and the car. So the M2 giveaway is about to end here in a couple of days, and I finally got this sucker. I ordered this. I didn't get to enjoy it, but got to stick with the theme. Set the car up the way that I would set it up for me, and then that's what I'm going to give to the next owner who's going to win this thing. So go to obsessedgarage.com, buy some stuff from the car giveaway page. Every $5 you spend on those items, you get a chance to win, and somebody's life's about to get changed with a freaking sweet M2CS. But we're gonna add, according to Dynan, this is the stage 2. Now, I don't have the intercooler, but I do have the intake. I have all the other stuff, so I didn't do the upgraded intercooler, so technically I'm not gonna get what they dynoed. But according to Dynan, or not Dynan, Steve Dynan owns Carbahn, but according to Carbahn, this will gain 92 horsepower at the crank, 82 at the wheels. So it's like roughly 80 horsepower, 80 foot-pounds of torque on 93 octane. I don't know that I believe we're going to get that much, but we're probably going to feel a pretty significant difference. So this thing is a pretty simple plug and play. I watched the directions. So when you get the thing, you get the little form, you QR code the instructions. The car is still a little hot from when I drove it here, so I'm being impatient. But they give you some zip ties, they give you the harness, and so we're gonna plug into 2 map sensors and 1 sensor on the front of the engine, which I believe is a, or is that C? Let's see here. That's map sensor. So we have ABC. Let me check the video. So these 2 are together and this one's separate. So I think that C goes to the sensor, the crank sensor, or the sensor on the front of the engine. And these others 2, the other 2 come around. So these will all plug directly into the car, which is here. So we're gonna do this and put these 2 big zip ties underneath here, because this is gonna strap to the strut tower brace area like that. It's gonna go like that. And then I think this is just for shipping. Must be. Doesn't say anything about doing anything differently. So that's our Piggyback. Now, I would love to software tune this, and actually somebody tried to software tune it from what we can tell, because there was some funky stuff going on with the car. I got it from the dealership. I bought the car with 3,000 miles on it. I took it to PSI. I just don't like taking it to the BMW dealership. They mess stuff up. So I took it to PSI. We did what we can do. Everything's good. We flashed back to fresh stock software. But I think whoever owned it previously tried to flash it. Before we do anything on this, I'm going to disconnect the battery in the rear, make sure that is not an issue. I don't think I did a anti-gravity in this. Shoot, I'm screwing the people. It's too late now. I'm not going to be able to get that done. Totally forgot about that. But we are bolting on 100 piggybacked horsepower. So what I was getting at, we could do, I could have flashed it. But in order to do that, since this is a post October 2020 Bosch DME, you can't just flash it. You have to send it to like Finland or Russia to have it flashed. And I don't have time or the desire to do that. And so yes, piggybacks are not preferential software. Installed flash software is much safer, much better. But this is Dynan Carbahn. This will be a pretty safe little thing. They match the warranty if you spend the extra $500. I don't think we did. But this is something you could always take off the car if you don't like how it performs. From what I understand, there's a little delay, but we're gonna find out. So we're gonna put this thing in and then we're gonna go for a drive and see how it does. Okay, battery's disconnected. So we're gonna take this off here, which is a little 10mm. Figures I put the camera right in my way. Let's take this piece off here. I don't need a giant extension. take that little piece. I'm telling you guys, skin wedge tool thing is amazing. Obsessgarage.com, we got them there. Doesn't count for the giveaway though. So my thesis has always been, when doing these giveaway cars, well, the original one I did was for the 1M. I wanted to experience a 1M. I wanted to be able to modify the 1M to whatever level I deemed necessary. And then, you know, the giveaway has afforded me the ability to do cars and, you know, spend the money on the car the way I generally do, which is too much, but then still get some engagement, have some fun, create a little buzz, and sell some product, maybe to some new people, hopefully deliver them something cool, maybe a new experience. We get some new customers. I get to, you know, play with a car that otherwise wouldn't have, and it's a win for everybody. And the first one, the 1M, was a success. I want to say the 1M we made like 30,000 bucks or something like that. And then what was the next one? The M5. Did the F10 M5. We did the Civic. We did my E92 M3. So is this the fifth one? I think it is. All right, so where is that other sensor? Let me pull this out of the way. They make a picture. They give you a picture. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. That's pretty easy to get to. It's a little hot in here. So I'm gonna take this. Now I don't know what I'm doing here. I watched the video. So I watched the video on Carbahn. And I said, put this thing here like this. So I'm watching this simple little dining video.
On the opposite end of the wiring harness, we have 3 connections to make, and there are 3 pigtails labeled A, B, and C. We're going to make our first connection with the C pigtail.
C, that's what I thought.
It will connect to the cam sensor.
Yeah, that goes there. I'll pull this little strappy here like this. I have you routing it through like that. So these two are going to go that way. This little bro. Let's see what he's suggesting here. And I'm sure I could figure this out on my own, but
located on the front of the engine, on the front of the cylinder head. But first, we want to route the wiring. Around the back here, I'm going to run this end of the harness under the front of the intercooler right here.
I think, I wish I would have done the CF intercooler. I think that would have been really neat. I didn't do that. Because I didn't do the CF intercooler, it is going to make this a little easier to do. The mass airflow sensor underneath the intake manifold, or underneath the top mount intercooler, on top of the intake manifold would be impossible to get to. Had I done that, I would have taken it back off. And it's just been, you know, with supply chain issues, it's been so hard to, that's hot. It's been so hard to get anything. Like, I've waited months for this darn thing. I would have rather had this right away, day one. So yeah, this whole giveaway thing has been more complicated because of parts not being available. It's really hard to see here. It would almost be easier to take the little Torx bolt out because it's freaking hot right here and I can't. It's a simple Molex plug that, gee whiz. The intake tube's in the way. I always have to make everything more difficult than it actually is. Jeez. Alrighty, let's put that back on. Somehow I managed to pop this out. I mean, I managed to separate this thing. This is gonna wrap around. We're gonna make it look nice and pretty. Tuck it under like that so you don't notice it. That all goes under the engine cover. And that one stays here because that's the pigtail. I almost got it. Come on, buddy. Get in there. Just sit there for a minute. Somewhere. I'll be back in an hour. Okay, only took me 3 more minutes. As soon as I turn the camera off, I got it. They're not attaching particularly tight. I actually don't like that, how that's doing that. Let me see here. I think I'm gonna try to do these instead. These are grip tight. This is gonna give me a much better connection. Much better. So I'm using these grip lock ties. They're a little tight to go through this little webbing here, but now it's not going to slide around and vibrate. Slick. Now we're not going to have any vibrating nonsense going on here. Okay, so that was C. Now, let me see, how did he route these? So one of these air sensors is easy to get to. The other one is tight. Hey. I think I might be able to pop that off. Let me just look at this one. Let me do this one here. All right, so A is on the side right here. So what I want to do, okay, so if I do it like that, oh shoot, where'd it go? Okay, so I should be able to just push that off with a pick tool. I'm going to come around the back side here. Just plug this in so I don't lose it. That way it can just hang out there. Can't really show you this, but it's like that. Looks pretty good. Pull this trim out of here. Ah! B is in, A is about to be in. Let's put this thing back on. That's it. Dang. Let's slide this puppy back in here. How did I know this was gonna suck donkey balls to get back on here? Come on, jerk off. Let's go. Tighten these back up. So 10-minute install if you're not an idiot. 30-minute install if you're me. Put this cover back on. And that's like 100 horsepower bolted on. That. Got a towel. This all surface cleaner is freaking awesome. Spray it on the towel. Wipe up my fingerprints. And we're golden. Okay, so now I'm not sure about the app. Do I need to download an app? I think. So let me clean up my tools and we'll figure that out. All right, take it for a spin. It's freaking dark out. It gets dark at, it's only 5-something o'clock because idiots decide to do the daylight savings time. So we're gonna go for a little dark spin, see if we notice a difference. Oh boy. We have a DSC light. Oh, no, it went off. MDM now. Okay, no more DSC light. So there's tuning software, but I'm not really sure how that works. So we're just gonna go let the car adapt a little bit here. Everything says MDM, so we're good. Got my radar detector now, which I still haven't changed the settings yet. So the car theoretically should be 80 or 90 horsepower more, but I have no way of telling how that's gonna work. Yeah, I can hear it in the intake already. This tuning stuff is always those things. You're like, what am I getting myself into here? Why am I doing this? I think the car sounds different. Let's first get it up to operating temp. Oh yeah, I can already tell. Temp. Let's just roll into it. Can't tell. That's not a good sign. Let's just slow down to like second gear here. The car definitely sounds different, so it's making more boost. It's not night and day. It feels like, 40, 50 horsepower, not 100 like they're, claiming, which I didn't really expect. But man, this car pulls. It pulls and it stops, which is the hope. Oh yeah, there it is. Yikes. This car's fast. Yeah, so I mean a $1,000 bolt-on 40, 50, 60 horsepower, 30, 40 foot-pounds of torque. I think that's a decent return in the BMW tuning world anyway. Now granted, we'd be better off doing this if we, were flashing the DME. So I think with this car, the way to go is to leave the valves operating. So if we close the valves, then the car becomes much tamer. And then when you get on it, they open up without the drone. So I'm thinking the valves closed with the non-resonated option. I feel it more up top than I do in the bottom, down low. Jesus, this car's fast. Brake. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. That's really good. But I'm not I'm not noticing any like hesitation. So it seems pretty darn good. Try to get home since I just washed the car today. Let's open the valves back up. Yeah, so there was the DSC off light that was on for like a minute, and then it's maybe, and I got a quick error, and then that all went away. So we're still good. No check engines. It's pulling real hard. Again, not 90 horsepower, but 40. That would be what my butt dyno's telling me. All right, sorry for making the worst video ever. So, Carbahn, Piggyback, stage 2. I can feel it. It's pulling harder, but it's not life-changing. But worthwhile. I think worthwhile for $1,000. The option to do a factory matching warranty. I think it's another $750 or $1,000, something like that. But yeah, I mean the car's pretty much coming together. I hear a little bit of suspension chatter when I pull into the neighborhood hood. I got to play with that. Other than that, everything else feels pretty good. So yeah, I think so yeah, I think that's a wrap on the Carbahn. Sorry for the crappy video, but you get the gist. Always courtesy Rev.